Good morning. Ethan back here again. Today I've got a very interesting topic, none the least, and it is why WoW Legion promotes toxicity, in my opinion. That's very important here because it is opinion based. So please do not get triggered or anything else. It is opinion based. That is what it's meant to be. You're going to have a different opinion, most likely. I just want to start off the video by saying I do love Legion and I do love the Mythic Plus system, and that anything I say in here, because I don't know what I'm going to say, will not be of any negative correlation with the game. I don't dislike the game. I do love it as a whole. However, I will be voicing my concerns about some of the in-game content, directly including Mythic Plus. And Legion content has promoted toxicity so much, in my opinion, because of the Mythic Plus system. I just wanted to touch bases, and you know, it's been something that's been bothering me for a couple weeks, and it's very, very important to me. I actually got this whole thing from Crocoduck the Great. This is what sparked it to make this video. I've been thinking about it for weeks, but this is what sparked it. I read it, and he basically stated his friends seeing, what he is queuing for through the Battle.net friends thing is causing him awkwardness because he has to tell them no a lot, and that he doesn't feel that they are good enough players to not deplete his plus 11 keystone. I've ran into this problem myself, so I really do understand how he feels. And it's not so much as players on my friends list seeing what I'm doing, but friends that I have known for years and that I used to raid with. They want to do things with me, but they're just not good enough. I have friends that just want to join in Mythic, raids that I'm doing. They're like, hey man, can I get on the next boss? I'm like, no, it's not like that. So a good example that I'm thinking of right now is that, what are we going to call him? Let's just call him Brandon, right? It's a friend that I went to high school with, and he thinks he can play with me and just join whatever content I'm doing. The problem lies in the fact that our skill caps are very, very different, and they create a negative connotation. Like, whenever I think about even joining a Mythic Plus with him, I just associate his name, like depleted. Brandon depleted, And even though I love this person like a brother, I really do love him like a brother, I choose not to play with him because it's just not good for me, and it's not good for him, right? Playing with players that are better for me, I guess. I don't know, it's weird, but I never told him he was bad or he wasn't good enough or anything of the sort until one day, right? He got angry and messaged me because he seen I was doing a Mythic Plus carry group with some guildies for like 4 through 9 Mach-Keys or whatever we were doing that day. And he said he'd like to be the other DPS carry in the group alongside myself. And I just kind of said, well, maybe later. I didn't want to kick the other guildie and create weirdness. And then he started getting angry. And he said, I didn't play with him a lot anymore since I joined my current guild. He started deflecting and he fucking raged on me and shit. And it was bullshit. But being the way I am, not just like some pussy pushover or whatever, I told him he just wasn't good enough. He didn't cut the fucking mustard. And that if he just tried to look up class guides and focused on mechanics, he would be a great player. It's really not hard. It's just a video game in essence. So instead of taking the constructive criticism, he logged off and hasn't logged back on since. So whatever. But I guess that kind of brings me to another point. Like, I really do pug almost all day. I've done like 170. Yeah, exactly 170 according to these. 125 on my mage, 37 on my rogue, and 8 on my other character that I played a lot. And that's 170 plus 2 dungeons on time or faster. It's 93 plus 5 dungeons on time or faster. And it is 2 plus 10 dungeons on time or faster. Now I know it doesn't show it on here, but if you armory me, I have the achievement on Haste Bleeding Hollow and IMB Bleeding Hollow for the plus 10 Keystone Conqueror. But in saying all that, being a very negligible, sample size of Mythic Plus players altogether, nearly once every 3 dungeons or so, it felt like there would be an absolutely terrible player, or there would be someone who was just flaming everyone else because they were just the best player. And this system is what I believe to be causing that, because if there wasn't a timer, you wouldn't have anybody to flame. Like, yeah, their DPS isn't as good, but as long as they don't stand in anything, like, it doesn't matter if you take all day, And the system of being able to pug something that can, like, inherently waste the other 4 players' times just on the hope that that one player is good, and that's how you feel about every player, It's caused me to start like checking logs now for groups. It's bad that I have like, I go to Warcraft logs so quick and just I look up players immediately. It's ridiculous that I have to do that, but whatever. I do feel that I should have to do that, and the fact that I feel I should need to do this is another problem in itself. I have now personally deleted over 3 players, then they're longtime friends due to this. I don't feel it needs to be changed, but I definitely wanted to give, my opinion and my concerns, and shout out the great idea that Crocoduck the Great had from Reddit, and saying that basically you should be able to toggle if your friends see what you're doing, because it's created so much toxicity and such a small feature that Blizzard thought was a good idea. And I don't blame them for thinking that. I don't think it should be removed, but it does create a lot of awkward situations. Shout out to my man Crocoduck the Great. I don't know him, but what he said was very insightful, and it really got me thinking. That's why I made this video. Thank you guys for listening to my concerns. I'll talk with you next time. Goodbye.